Welcome to the Range Podcast. I'm Ricky Brule, and with me is Jake Hollywood Iverson. Join us at the Archery range, where we'll tell stories from the hunt, discuss technical bow shooting tactics and gear, and pick the brains of some of the most successful people to ever shoot a bow. Whether you're about to shoot that X for the win or send an arrow at a trophy buck, this podcast is for you. The Range Podcast is brought to you by Vapor Trail Archery, makers of the best bowstrings money can buy, originators of limb-driven Aero Rest technology, and innovators of Stokerized stabilizer systems. Welcome to The Range, everybody. I'm your host, Ricky Brule, and I'm here with my co-host, Jake Hollywood Iverson. How's it going?
Good. I was going to purposely make an awkward silence there. We're doing good. We're back again.
Yes, we are. It's good to have you on, man. Really is. It's a ton of fun. We always get a lot of good laughs. Creates a lot of good content, a lot of good stuff for social media and all that. So
good.
But yeah, so if you want to find us on YouTube, you can look us up on the Vapor Trail YouTube channel. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can be up to date on all things archery. If you are listening, please give us a rating and a review, only 5 stars.
And a thumbs up.
And a thumbs up, please. Of course, today, we had somebody, we talk about how we're going to have conversations about target archery, and rarely does that happen because I think you and I probably gravitate more towards the hunting side of things, but you have had more experience in the target side, and we did have in our last, on social media, we had somebody, actually, he's one of our pro staffers, ask about more target archery content. So we figured we're in the midst of indoor tournaments, and we figured we'd just kind of give a quick rundown of some of the upcoming shoots that are coming along. And we wanted to start by talking about the money shoot that we're going to have here at the pro shop this Friday, February 21st. And it's going to be a 300 Vegas round. I think we're going to do $20 buy-in. We'll just kind of see, just kind of feel out the room depending on who's here. But this shoot is not open to the public. It's going to be members only. If you're not a member, you can become a member to shoot. All members also will be allowed to bring a couple of friends along if they would like. And then we're going to probably offer some type of special for a membership. I haven't figured out what that's going to be quite yet, but we'll try to do something in that area. And then again, just have fun. So we're going to have some beverages, we're going to have some food, and just try to have some fun. Everybody will kind of get a tour of the facility. Right now, the range, like we could do a shoot right now if we wanted. All the targets are set up. Everything for the most part is cleared out. And we could do that. The pro shop is coming along nicely. It's leaps and bounds on the daily. So hopefully we might have the pro shop most of the way ready by the time the shoot happens. But nonetheless, those people who are here to shoot will get a privileged tour of the new facility as well. And again, just kind of hang out, and you'll get to see Frank's natural wonders and oddities, natural history museum as you walk in. So everybody will get to see all the amazing animals that he's taken as well.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You got everything right there. Right now, for the most part, I'd say it's just kind of the bigger objects in the way. So they take up a lot of room, but they're easy to move, or easy to create more room once we do decide what we're going to do with some of those things, such as some of the targets, couch, that sort of thing. So it's coming along nicely. And the shoot, again, being members only, it's a laid back deal. It's not like we're going to do some full bore tournament deal. I mean, yes, it's a shoot, a tournament, whatever, but it's not like, this is kind of just like in my eyes, like a reunion.
Yeah.
Like, welcome back.
Mm-hmm.
It's we've been down, I guess it'll be like 3 months in total.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be nice to be back open. We've had a lot of demand to open those doors. But we just can't do it. Not being fully ready. We're not like that. So we got to make sure it's fully functional and looks good. So, yeah, hopefully next week we're mostly ready, most of the way there. And just a few large objects to either put in place or remove. So that's it.
Yeah, it's nice to finally see some semblance, thinking about the fact that there's only really 1 week until we want to have things mostly done. Like last week was, how is this going to happen? And now it's more like, okay, I think we're going to get this. I think we can make it go.
Yeah, I still struggle a little bit. I've told you this, and I mentioned it to Rory again last night. It's a little difficult for me to see the finish, but that's because I don't have that artistic thought, or really even, despite me wearing the blue collar outfit today, some of the carpentry stuff that is required to finish this, like that one wall that we want to get our products up on. It's hard for me to see that because I don't really know the exact vision. I know that you're kind of taking that on, but my boring self would just be like copy paste from what we had before, just because that's easy, and well, you already did all that work before. But once once you get some direction, and you can yell at me or whatever to do something, yeah, I think it'll be easier for me to be like, yeah, we can do this. Right now it's really, in my eyes, just that scares me because I don't know what's going on for myself. But once that's there, I mean, the rest of this stuff, like, it's just putting slat wall pegs up and, get the POS running and we're done. So it's really easy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think for the most part, layout is set and ready. Again, to your point, like trying to visualize how that's going to look is a little bit. I think it's going to look good, but we also have some time too. We do want to have, like I said, we want to be 90% done by next weekend. But then our grand opening, when we officially open to the public, isn't going to be until March 29th, which is a Saturday. So that gives us some time. Perhaps we do a soft open maybe the week before. It just depends on where things are at. But we'll just kind of see. So we got some time.
Yeah, I've maybe if we do a soft open, we've got some crossbows sitting here, so I gotta get those back in some customers' hands. They are aware of those, or should be. Most of them just said, "See you on the flip side." There's nothing going on right now, so maybe they can get a look.
Yeah, and we got some arrows we got to build.
Yeah, I've had a lot of arrows. You have too. But, yeah, there's a lot going on in the meantime.
So, with that being said, currently there are probably people shooting on the line in Chicago at the NFAA Indoor Nationals. And then there's all kinds of other events going on at that deal, right? Like there's an archery trade show.
Yeah, I can't remember all of them, but it is the big NFAA shoot. There's the Vegas shoot, but for the 5-spot stuff, this is it this weekend. And I'd like to go there. I mean, I didn't realize it was this close this year. I mean, that would have been nice to hit that up. And that's the thing, like backing up to what you were saying earlier, I've dabbled in Target, and I keep saying it every year. It's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to get back into it. And then, I really said I was going to go to Vegas this year, starting from last year. And then it's just like, once we found out the building sold over there, I just, not to give up so quick, but I did. I was just like, there's no way. I mean, with the building, I mean, we knew what was coming. As soon as we found out, once our contract was signed over there and this one turned over, it was like, oh yeah, we know where this is going. So, I would love to get back into the Target scene, but I just don't. I could create time, but in reality, I'm here a lot already. So, if I had a 20-yard range at home, oh man, it would be fun.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's been like 3 months that we've been. This
grinding.
process has been,
And it's
moving
not
along.
just moving either.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of the marketing for, the Victor stuff and ATA and whatnot. And then I'm doing the backside of just inputting pricing and sales
and
stuff.
all that. Yeah. I mean,
So it's like we're just constantly going right now. So, yeah, we have not had a lot of time.
yeah. And it's interesting, too, because I saw, like, maybe some people, anybody who follows Colby from Ultraview,
Colby.
he's been really working. I guess he's going to shoot Vegas this year. So he's been doing a ton of shooting and all of that. And then, like, I even saw the other day, Trail from Go Hunt is prepping for Vegas as well. And so, and again, maybe that's something he's done in the past or something that he does every year. I don't know, but I guess maybe because I haven't paid super close attention, I was just kind of figured he was more like on the hunting side of things. But it's kind of neat to see some of that, some of these guys that I didn't know that really want to compete on that level. And I've had a lot of people tell me that I should put more time in, and I feel like I could maybe do well. I'm way past my prime now at this point. If I was going to do it, I should have done it in my 20s and early 30s. But either way, I'm going to shoot that money shoot this weekend. I don't even know if I'll get to shoot my bow before that. I might just be praying that the arrow hits where it needs to and go from there. But seriously, I do need to have. We need to find reasons to make us shoot. Otherwise, we won't.
Yeah, with Colby, I saw him start shooting it, and I am no means like a Colby Hanley, but I see myself a lot in that where it's like once you get so involved and in the weeds of the business, I feel like a lot of us just don't really take the time to actually do that. And so I see it's like I want to get back into target shooting too, but it's tough. But with the tournament upcoming this week, I was thinking like I wonder how I'd do with like a bow hunter setup, bow hunter freestyle, because ever since we put up these targets, we've all, at least me, I don't know so much about you, but you've seen me a couple times just come out like just to freshen up my mind. I'll rip 2-3 arrows just because it's right next to my desk basically now. But I don't know what it is. I haven't touched my target bow in a while. I'm shooting insanely well with that. So I'm like, it'd be kind of fun just to run a bow hunter freestyle setup.
Yeah.
Like I've got my target bow, and just a quick rundown on that. It's a PSE Super Focus, Excel Achieve. I've got a Lucky Shot scope, local guy, 6-power lens in there, and then some X27s. And yes, I'm shooting a Pro V on it. It's kind of funny. It's a memes bow. Like it's just a joke. But
it's a meme. It looks like a meme too.
Dude, it's bad. It's ugly. It's terrible. But it shoots. But I just, it's only as good as I can shoot. And I have not put the time behind it. So right now that hunting rig is actually pounding. So like maybe.
Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see.
Hammering that 5-spot back there.
You know what? That's a problem for this week. I need to get Vegas targets. I don't know where they are. Do you?
Oh, yeah, that is. No, I know where they're. They're right down there.
You're telling me there's 3 spots in there?
I think so.
I haven't
vertical.
Oh. Let us know in the comments if you want a vertical. An 18-meter target.
For the members that are going to shoot this weekend, you have to bring your own target.
Dude, we had stacks of Vegas targets. I cannot find them. That's the problem, everyone, when you move. Well, we can get them really quick.
They got to be around somewhere. Jeez, might be driving up to Maple Lake here, to get some.
Yeah, we'll get those.
We'll make it happen.
So continuing on.
Yeah, so NFA Indoor Nationals in Chicago currently happening right now. Good luck to all the shooters there. And, yeah, it'd be cool to go to some of those. I mean, I used to always attend the state shoots. We used to have a booth there, and I've shot it a few times. I, did terrible, but whatever. It's just not where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like, I could compete on the 3D side.
But dude,
when it comes to paper,
target though too.
Yeah,
it's hard to stay focused.
Yeah, ADHD is not. I mean, it's good. It's good. Shooting a bow is really actually good for ADHD, but it gets to a point where it's like even when I practice, I don't shoot more than 3 arrows, and then I go down and pull. always. Like in my yard when I'm shooting on my 3D target, I shoot 3 arrows and I come back.
Well, that's just the big thing with like the 5-spot though. It's so damn boring. Like, especially when you're like, it's a test of patience and stamina, really. Like, and more than anything, for me these days, it's just patience. Like, 30 arrows, 30 more to go. Yay! Like, it's the easiest target, really. So I could see that too. You've always been 3D guy, not the paper.
Yeah, and I mean, I like the ones too where you shoot a couple arrows. Sometimes you shoot 2 arrows into a target, But the downside is I've done those types of shoots in the past where, you shoot 2 and then your partner shoots 2, and so you're just stacking 4 arrows into the 12 ring. And me and Glenn have done some shoots, and he always gives me a hard time because I bust his knocks off all the time.
Blowing arrows up left and right. Get the bushings.
Yeah.
Get the pin knocks.
But yeah, so there's that going on. Moving on, coming up, we've got the Minnesota Archers Alliance shoots. And so there's a couple coming up here at the end of the month. And so you've got the MAA NFAA State Indoor Championship at Rapids Archery, which is one of our favorite places to go in the spring and summer when we're trying to get some content for social media and for advertising and all that kind of stuff. But they've got a really nice facility over there in Andover. And so that's coming up. It's kind of an interesting deal. They're doing, you can shoot either Friday, February 28th or Sunday, March 2nd.
For the NFAA stuff, correct?
Yes. Yep. For the state indoor championship. And then they're doing the all-state Vegas shoot the day in between, which is Saturday, March 1st.
Yeah, that's a nice break. A nice break in the two. You just rip 30 arrows quick and, obviously some practice. But then those NFAA 5-spot deals, they just take so long. And there's a lot of people joining MAA. So I noticed that last year with the 25-meter shoot. I mean, that thing was booked. Like I think we had 2 full lines, if I recall. And they almost could have done a third, I believe. It was very full, nonetheless, where Tim and I started sparking up the conversation of like, maybe we go to, where is it now? We're eventually going to say it.
National Sports Center.
National Sports Center, yeah. And it appears, I've been a little too busy to talk to Tim.
Yeah.
It appears it did happen, so that's good. It's really good.
So, yeah, then that, of course, leads us into the next shoots. You've got the, what do we got here? The MAA, the USA Archery State JOAD 18-meter championship. And for anybody who's new to the sport, that's the Junior Olympic Archery Development Program. And it's all recurves, right? Olympic recurves?
No. I think a lot of it used to be. Now there's a lot of compound. No offense to the parents that put their kids in it. A lot of the kids eat seaweed. Like, there are some interesting individuals I met in that. Look at Damon, man. He came from a JOAD. I mean,
Eat seaweed.
Dude, I remember.
Oh, my God.
It's just Alex Wiffler. I mean, if he ever sees this, like, I saw that guy in Iowa eating seaweed, like, in between, like, bottom and top lines. Like, he'd shoot, and then you go eat his seaweed. I'm like, there's some weird people, man. And, like, look at Eric. Eric's good stuff. He works for us part-time. Eric's really good. Yeah, JOAD's great, though. It gets your kids into archery, and it's very, from what I understand, it's very cost-effective. Like, it does not cost much more than obviously getting the equipment, and then it's really good. It gets kids involved in the competitive side of a sport and that sort of thing, and in the archery industry, keeps them entertained, and every one of them end up shooting very well that I've met, every JOAD person. So it's a great community. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, and hopefully we can have a program of our own here. It'd be kind of cool to, we've talked about it in the other shop, but it just was, it's like, oh, well, maybe next year, or maybe.
I feel like there's always been just so much fire, or, gas in the fire that we've never been able to slow down for 2 seconds to
Right.
even really put extra thought into it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it would be great. It'll be fun to see what Daryl can do and where he can help bring this. So that shoot is going to be at the National Sports Center in Blaine on March 22nd, and then the following day is going to be, sadly, a shoot that we hosted last year, and because our facility was big enough and we had the distance to get 25 meters, but now with us downsizing, that shoot has moved to the National Sports Center in Blaine, and that will be on March 23rd.
I was just going to say, they should be able to do that in one day. That is the nice thing. Like, having a big field house like that, they did I think it was the NFAA regional shoot years ago when I was in college at the Mankato field house. And that is just so sweet. They just, you can just shoot, 100 people could shoot at one time. And, it goes is way quicker. Don't have to worry about 2 lines. I mean, maybe they're still going to do 2 lines. I don't know the exact details. Again, I didn't even know they moved over there, but they could literally, if they wanted, just line the whole field house and just go.
Yeah.
Like, that's nice. That's sweet that they have that. And Blaine is I think that's a great location. I mean, even where we were before, sure, you could run somewhere quick and get food, but, like, again, being right there, they've got so many food options, places to stay, like none other. So, yeah, that'll be good. I'm happy for them.
So then the big one coming up, you want to talk about that one?
The Vegas shoot?
Yeah.
Sure.
The World Series of Archery Shoots.
The one I was going to go to for like the 3rd year in a row. Yeah. I literally was, like, hardcore was, where Katie was like, we were looking at getting out of here because I need a little break from all of this. As we all do from a 9 to 5 once in a while. And she's like, oh, well, aren't you going to the Vegas shoot? And I was like, scratch it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care what you plan for a vacation now. Like, I was very adamant about going to the Vegas shoot. But, yes, the Vegas shoot is what are the dates again? March 6th through the 9th. I will be in Miami, not anywhere near Vegas. Not even thinking about archery. And that, like Rick said, is the World Series of Archery. So there's the obvious 3-spot Vegas, and then the actual World Shoot on the vertical target. And I believe that is 18 meters as well. I was thinking of just saw Matthias Fullerton post. He's got his 23s, 27s, and his X10s set up. So 23s for your World Series shoot, your World shoot, and then 27s for the Vegas shoot and that NFAA, and then the X10s for inside outs in a shoot off. So that's the fun part. And then they do the what is it, the underdog shoot, I think.
Yeah.
So that's I always love that part. I always tune in and watch that. So and it is televised as well. But yeah, and then the new thing there, they moved, if anyone is really into the target side that's listening, they already know this, but they moved over to I believe it is the real Caesar's Palace in Vegas. So
Yeah, because where was it at?
it used to be at
South
South
Point?
Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so South Point was good. I don't know. I really appreciated the time change, or like the date change from the last couple of years with Lancaster getting so big. The Lancaster Archery Shoot or Classic, that already occurred. That has gotten so big that it was crazy. It's like you had Iowa at the start of January, and then like for Minnesota, you'd have the Vegas shoot right after, or no, right before, I think. It's been a little bit. Then you'd have like some regionals, a Lancaster shoot, maybe another lame shoot, and then Las Vegas. So it was like all stacked up in there, like whether they were high level or just local level, like. It was just crazy all that month of January into February, so I appreciate that they pushed it so far back just to kind of give some breathing room and travel.
Right.
Because I always looked at those guys that were going from the Classic, right to Vegas. Like they'd be home for a day, or some would fly, from Minneapolis out to Lancaster. Then from there, well, I guess that'd be like Philly. Then from Philly to Vegas. It's like I can't even imagine the money,
Right.
just going out between flights and hotels and dinners, all that. So that's great. But I think that was another part of the reason why they moved towards Caesar's Palace is I think everyone was kind of getting bored with it. I didn't realize South Point's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like out
it's
of
first time there.
It's a little bit out
back.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's not really. I mean, sure, there's food, but I mean, at Caesar's Palace, there's everything. So.
Yeah, you'll be like right on the strip, pretty close. I mean, the only downside, I guess, is going to be costs.
Yep, that's been the biggest kickback.
I think South Point was relatively inexpensive, and then it's nice because everything's right there. Like when I went, what was it? I think I went COVID year, 2020.
Really?
I think was the year I was out there, and it was. Yeah, it's just kind of cool. Your room's right there. You go down, you hit the blackjack tables or whatever.
Yeah.
You walk down over here, you get some food. Like, you never have to leave the building. But then if one night we went to the Strip, and so we had to, get an Uber and, take it into town and stuff like that. And so I guess, and Caesar's Palace is quite a bit more bougie.
Yeah, that's the thing I've heard the most is just the room costs is probably going to be, maybe not double, but they're definitely more expensive, so people might have to find different hotels. And that was kind of nice, like South Point. Yeah, like we didn't really leave once. I think we ran to the gas station like the one day. Other than that, yeah, I mean, we went up to the Strip. That was an Uber, but Uber was actually really cheap out there too.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe
terrible.
it. I mean, I paid triple in L.A. That was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
well, the fact that you were in L.A. is terrible.
Yeah, it was. God, that sucks.
No thanks.
But yeah, I think it was a good move. I mean, even though it costs more money, I think it's better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they needed more people to shoot either. But
yeah,
it's another attraction,
Mm-hmm.
At least they can say, hey, you're right on the Strip now, if you can afford to stay on the Strip anyway.
Yeah, and like you said, you don't have to. You just stay wherever you want. You could do a timeshare seminar and get yourself a free night somewhere.
Well, it's just like our Victor Aero Rest that is almost sold out, everyone's mad at the price. Well, hey man, the price justifies it. We're not telling you have to buy this rest. You really should buy this rest. We have other rests though.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you to buy it.
Yep.
But you don't have to. You can stay at Caesar's Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to.
Nope. You don't have to. You can sleep in your car if you want.
Yeah. Shameless plug for the Victor Aero Rest.
I was
thinking by Vapor Trail Archery.
Yeah. Nice. So So then finally, locally, we probably want to talk about the MSAA 5-spot state indoor, and that's going to be at the Duluth Archery Club. I think it's been up there for the last couple of years, hasn't it?
Yeah, actually. I wonder, I've been pretty removed from MSAA, Minnesota State Archers Association, I believe is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Been a little removed from that one just because, again, like Tim Wilson being local and him and I communicating for other shoots and all the MAA members around here. I'm a little more involved in that than the MSAA, but that one was kind of fun back in the day. It was pretty big. I don't know how big it is now.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Friday night, is that 5th and 6th Saturday? They used to, at least the last couple of years, they've been doing on a Friday night a Vegas shoot-off, which is kind of cool. It's kind of fun. I have not been able to make that either. The one year I probably could have gone. Jim Vang tried tearing me up there with him and Mason Sheehy, and they had a hell of a snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember that, but those guys, the one guy had his car snowed in at our parking lot. I came in, I think it was Monday, and his car is still stuck there. I'm like, what the hell? So, that's always fun. The Friday night Vegas shoot, that's a great way for MSAA to try and get some more attraction again. But
right.
I know that in the past they've kind of jumped around location to location, but yeah, it has been in Duluth. So, and that again is April 5th through the 6th. And I was going to say, too, for the Vegas shoot, you will see the Victor Aero Rest and decide if you want to buy one or not once you find the man, Eric Nathy. Find that guy. He has it on his bow.
Old Mr. Nathy. Yep, he is going to be shooting it in Vegas.
He is going to run that on a... Okay, I'm going to say he's going to run it on a bow hunter freestyle setup. That dude changes his mind more than I do as far as what he's running. So I believe his bow hunter class that he's going to run. So
and he's shooting a Matthews title, right?
Correct. Title 38 with our strings, and then he's running the Victor as a static rest. So he is going to be running it as a blade. So it's not going to look that – I mean, it looks cool, but it's not going to be like –
yeah, no cage on it.
Yeah, no, there's no functionality really. So, yes, he's got it, blade angle set for his bow and all that stuff. And I think I mentioned this on a previous podcast. He already shot it first night at leagues, missed 4 X's, I believe is all it was. So, while setting it up there. So, proof is in the pudding.
He's going to be here Friday, which will be cool.
Nathan is?
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep, he said he'll be here. Oh, no. Nobody's got anything to worry about.
He's already been here a couple times.
But yeah. He said he'll be here anyways. He said he didn't have anything going on. So but I'm sure he's super busy, so I'm sure I'll have to nudge him again next week just to make sure he didn't make other plans. But, and we've got we should have a decent crowd here for that shoot. I'm pretty excited about it. Just again, just getting back to why we do this, you know what I mean? Like just the conversations and just BSing, about whatever. And speaking of, that just made me think. So some upcoming things that we have going on as far as the Range podcast goes. Next week, the day that this will air, we're going to be talking with our new pro shop manager, Daryl Lego. He's going to be in-house. We're going to chat with him for a little bit just to kind of get his story. He'll talk a little bit about his background and all that. So that'll be kind of cool. And then after that, I think we're full swing turkey hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, at least talking about it.
Talking, yeah. I haven't seen a single bird yet, so if we're hunting, I'm going hungry. But
I saw a bunch off of, where the heck was I? I was on my way home, so it must have been right off of Main Street, heading towards my place, towards Blaine. They were on the north side of the road.
They're always at that rocket sod field.
Yeah.
Always.
So I saw a handful of birds there, but and then I think we're gonna try to see if we can't get on some birds. I'm gonna go for the opener this year. Yeah. Try to see if I can get in on a few and take one down early, and possibly even be the first person to kill something with a Victor.
Yeah, you could or would be. You're the only one with a Victor. Yeah, people asking like they're gonna have a Victor in the next couple of weeks, and just not trying to be mean. I just laugh. It's like we have one in the house, so
one in house. And we were talking about this earlier and giggling about it because if only people knew how much it costs to have, just like a handful of prototypes made, like because our your pricing is based on volume. And so when you're only doing 4, 5, 10 of them, the cost is astronomical. Like if I tried to sell you one of those and even just recover my money, your jaw would drop. So
yeah, you just got to think about the guy that has to set up the machine, so the machinist itself, the guy that needs to make sure the drawings are going to work for the machines. However many, it's probably only a couple hours work at most, but then you're talking getting the aluminum for it and this and that and the steel, all that stuff. Yeah, it costs a little bit of money just for one part.
Yeah. And just for the record, the reason I'm privileged is because we need that Aero Rest for content.
Yeah, I was gonna say you are the marketing guy.
Since I have a tendency to most often be the talent as well.
Yep.
That's kind of where and how it lands. But hopefully, there was was going to try to send it out to Hubs to use on his trip, where I think he's actually probably in transit to New Zealand. Yep. For Red Stag. Was going to try to see if I could get that to him, but I just can't be without it in case we need to get content,
That's true.
So just didn't want to, we couldn't really afford to, or who even knows, like if his luggage got lost or if it got damaged in transit or something like that, it would be bad.
All what ifs with that is just crazy. Yeah. Like, for him to be as confident as he is with his setup right now, and then sure you can get it shooting groups, but only a couple weeks with the tool.
Yeah.
It'd be a thought in my mind.
Yeah.
Not that I don't trust our stuff. It's still a thought when it's still prototype stages.
Right. Exactly.
But
speaking of that, that Victor, man, everybody wants one. They're asking, gosh, can you just get me anything? I'll take a prototype. I'm like, I can make one out of cardboard for you, maybe.
Yeah, I've taken 2 calls today.
Yeah.
And the third was a couple days ago with Rich. Our sales reps are begging.
It's hot. Everybody wants it. So get your order in for that. And I think that's pretty much all we got right now. We'll probably get off of here so we can finish cleaning up this place, and I can get this edited and cut and over to Mr. Dan Johnson at the Sportsman's Empire and get ready for our weekend.
Your weekend. I was just going to say, I'm going to get ready, and actually I just got the text. I start at 12 a.m. So.
Oh, my gosh.
I will be plowing. Once the snow comes, I will be plowing.
Roads.
It
is Valentine's Day, so I won't say what I was going to say.
Sorry, not sorry. Use your imagination. God.
Yep, it's Valentine's Day, so.
Yeah, I had told Katie, have fun. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. So.
Yeah, you guys can celebrate your Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Yeah, I have. That's my little side gig.
I'll be plowing 2 nights in a row.
If it snows enough. So, hence the blue collar rig that I'm wearing right now. Safety green. Look at me go. Big worker. So, yeah.
Yep. Cool. Well, all right. That's the end of this episode. Don't forget, you can see the video version of this episode on our Vapor Trail YouTube channel. So make sure you head over there, give us a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you can be up to date on all things archery. And if you're listening, make sure you leave a review, give us a rating, and give us only 5 stars.
5 stars, nothing under that.
That's right. And with that, we are going to pack up our bows and arrows.
We're going to hit the range.
Have a great day, everybody.
Peace.
Vapor Trail is now offering an exclusive discount to the Range Podcast listeners. Enter promo code TRP15, that's TRP15, at checkout for 15% off VTX bowstrings and Vapor Trail and Stokerized branded t-shirts, hats, and other gear.